Valentine's Day! Whoops! It's past Valentine's Day. I really need to plan these better. Anyway, I don't care, let's talk about a Valentine's Day special. But first, have you ever watched an episode of your favorite TV or book series that pissed you off so much that you turned your back on that series and vowed never to watch it again? I know I have a few times, for like a week. But there is one instance that I want to talk about. A special that ticked me off so bad that it took me years to get back into the series. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am Toonamp, I am your Masters of Ceremonies today, and we present to you Getting Personal with Be My Valentine, Charlie Brown. Before we get started, I publish content of questionable quality whenever. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Or subscribe anyway, I'm not picky. You can keep up with me on social media or ring that bell to be notified when a new video comes out. With that said, let's do this thing. I've been wanting to talk about Be My Valentine Charlie Brown for about 2 years now. The fact remains, I can never hit the deadline for it. So I figured, screw it, I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Now the reason why I wanted to talk about this special is because I hate it. I hate it so much. This was the special that made me turn away from the Peanuts gang for a while. It's the most depressing Peanuts special ever. It made me realize how horrible everyone is to good old Charlie Brown. Well, not everyone. But if you read the early Peanuts comics, yeah, Charlie Brown is not liked. Mostly by girls. But you know what that means. If a girl is picking on Charlie Brown, they must really like him. Right? That's logical. Right? Look, kids are mean. Even the flashy animations of the comics is mean-spirited towards Charlie Brown.
We don't like little kids. Stop following us.
Yeah, stop following us, little kid.
Actually, I'm bigger than any of them. What they're referring to is my emotional immaturity.
But this special, man, this was the breaking point for me. But why does Be My Valentine Charlie Brown piss me off so much? Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? The special starts out with Charlie Brown waiting for a Valentine and Lucy asking him what he is doing. He tells her, and this happens.
Oh well, good luck. Thank you. You'll need it.
She will be the first when Charlie Brown snaps. We then go to a scene where Linus thinks his teacher has a crush on him, despite Sally's warning that she doesn't. We'll skip over the Lucy and Schroeder stuff since that never changes anyway. There's actually a lot of ADD scenes like that in the special. None of them really have anything to do with the plot. They're just filler. The puppet show is the one that stands out simply because of what happened to Lucy. It made me happy. Lucy deserves everything she gets. We then get the plot device that is the Valentine box, where students can give Valentines to the classmates of their choice. All the while when they're being handed out, somebody is announcing who's getting a Valentine's. That is kind of cruel. It's like singling people out, really. At this point, Charlie Brown gets excited because he thinks he'll get at least one Valentine. Oh, the foreshadowing. And then the special goes into his relationship with his sister. As much as Charlie Brown has problems, there is one thing he has always been good at, and that is being a big brother. That really shows in this episode when he helps Sally make Valentines. Valentine's Day comes and it's time to pass out Valentines. Charlie Brown is all excited because he thinks he's going to get enough Valentines to fill a briefcase. And then minute 16:33 comes around and reality sets in. No one gave Charlie Brown a Valentine's. Linus tries to give his Valentine to his teacher, only to find out she has a boyfriend. Linus gets depressed and goes to a bridge and starts throwing the candy into the stream. Well, almost anyway. That is chocolate. That is a dog. Do the math, kids. Charlie Brown goes home depressed and checks the mailbox one more time to see if there's a Valentine's for him. But of course, there isn't. And boy, does he flip out. I can't remember any time that I've seen Charlie Brown lose it, anger-wise. And you can't blame the kid. That was soul-crushing what happened to him. I would love to know what he did to deserve the hate he gets. Not only from his classmates, but adults as well.
I got 5 pieces of candy. I got a chocolate bar. I got a quarter. I got a rock.
What kind of adult does that to a child? Charlie Brown's classmates feel guilty about not giving a Valentine's to Chuck and decides to give him a used one. I think Schroeder has every right to berate them for this.
Where were you yesterday when everyone else was giving out Valentines? You and your friends are the most thoughtless bunch I've ever known. You don't care anything about Charlie Brown. You just hate to feel guilty. Don't listen to him. I'll take it.
Oh, Charlie Brown, you gave in so easily. But Schroeder was right. The other kids only did this to ease their conscience. And Charlie Brown is so desperate to be loved that he'll accept anything. I would not call this a happy ending by any means. So now that we know what happened in this special, why did it piss me off? Well, first, I didn't enjoy myself. Sure, there were spots that were fun, but the overall main plot was depressing. The first time I watched this special was in 2012, and I was like, hey, the Peanut specials are always fun, right? And then I watched this special. I would call this whole special building hope up and then killing it, tearing it apart, maiming it, poking it with a stick. But that really isn't uncommon for Charlie Brown. I mean, look at the movie. They did that all the time to Charlie Brown in the feature film. But at least the movie has a happy ending. This special's ending? This is caving in, or in the case of Linus, just getting depressed with no real solution. Even Peppermint Patty and Marcy were there, and they both have crushes on Chuck, to the point where they're competing against each other for Charlie Brown's attention. And they didn't send him a Valentine. Well, this special kind of messed up the continuity with these two girls and Franklin, because the three don't go to school with Charlie Brown in the comics. So we're going to pretend these two are not Peppermint Patty or Marcy. So after watching this special, I had an axe to grind, because this special opened up my eyes that Charlie Brown is an outcast, and he just accepts it. It's so bad that he accepts any kind of attention, no matter how shallow it is. Even though it was my first time watching the special, I knew what was going to happen, but I didn't expect there was not going to be a happy resolution at the end, so I was taken off guard by it. I think part of the reason why I don't like this special is I can see myself in Charlie Brown. I myself was bullied as a kid. Not to the extent of Charlie Brown, but it was still there. We all have our Lucys, but we also have our Linuses as well. A good friend to back you up and support you. Granted, Linus does have some baggage in his sister, and that's part of the problem with this special. Linus was doing his own thing, and even that didn't have a happy ending. I think at the end of the day, the reason why I don't like this special is because it's depressing. You've never seen Charlie Brown just lose it before. Even during the movie when he is at his lowest, he doesn't flip out like this. And then there's Charlie Brown just accepting a pity Valentine. There's no comeuppance for the others that made him feel like crap. Lucy never gets any type of repercussions for gossiping, ridiculing, and tearing down Charlie Brown. In the end, this special just feels empty, and because of that, it made me look at the Peanuts in a whole nother light, where I was angry because the series does seem to support bullying without repercussions, and they were presenting that to children. There is a harsh reality in Peanuts, and that's what this Peanuts special is. That's what most Peanuts special are, a reality check. Not everyone is going to like you, and they are not going to like you for stupid reasons. Or in Charlie Brown's case, for no reason at all. Hey, they're kids. Kids don't do things with reason. At times, Charlie Brown is bullied just for existing, it seems. However, something happened to make me realize that I don't know who or what Charlie Brown really is. In the fall of 2015, the Peanuts movie came out. When watching this movie, it finally hit me. Charlie Brown, despite all the flaws, failures, and bullying, is by far the strongest character in Peanuts. You think I'm kidding about that? Charlie Brown doesn't give up so easily. Sure, he's wishy-washy, but when he wants to impress that little red-haired girl, he's kind of really persistent. Sure, he never wins a baseball game, but that doesn't stop him from going out on the pitcher's mound day after day. Sure, Lucy always pulls the football away, or Charlie Brown gets his kite stuck in a tree, but he never stops trying. Charlie Brown fails all the time, yet he is the most admirable character in the Peanuts gang because of his drive. He falls, he gets back up, dusts himself off, especially if he falls on Pigpen and continues on. We've all been there. At one point in our lives, we've all stumbled, and while we may not rebound right away, we do tend to continue on. Charlie Brown always has this drive. You have to admire him for that. You know, if I were to compare Charlie Brown with another character in fiction, sad to say, it would be Naruto. Look at the parallels. Shunned by his peers, always failing at what he did, having a quiet girl secretly in love with him, and, like Charlie Brown, Naruto does not give up. Gee, if any Peanuts character was Sasuke, I guess it would have to be Lucy. Get that image out of your head. In the end, Charlie Brown's charm comes from the fact that he always has a positive outlook on life, and he never gives up. That is a very important lesson to teach kids. Unfortunately, Be My Valentine Charlie Brown got to the point where there was no solution to the problems presented in this special, and that positive outlook and not giving up was simply not there. It's kind of an unusual Peanuts special because even Snoopy could not save that ending. I think this is the reason why they decided to make a second Valentine's Day special, a Charlie Brown's Valentines, to get that awful taste out of our mouths from that first special. Although Charlie Brown does seem to be more of a creeper in that special. Gee, I wonder if he likes that little red-haired girl. Also, Charlie Brown, shut your mouth when you're thinking. Not everybody in the schoolyard needs to hear your creepy plans about the little red-haired girl. Now, I gladly admit that I was wrong about Peanuts in general. And I will say that it is wrong for me to judge the movies, other specials, and comics for just one bad egg. I still dislike Be My Valentine Charlie Brown. However, it does not undercut what the other specials in comics did, and that is to give me a good time despite how cruel the other characters can get. And I think that was part of the problem with this special, is because it was boring a lot of times. Now, I don't think it was ever the intention of Charles Schulz to promote bullying. I think this is how the characters are meant to be. I would rather have the Peanuts be true to themselves than have a watered down version. Yes, we are not going to like everything that is presented to us from any series we like, but it is wrong for us to hate an entire series because of one bad episode. Or in Steven Universe's case, every episode where Steven interacts with the people of Beach City. It's amazing how we don't watch this series for those morons. I'm glad I gave the Peanuts movie a chance. And I'm glad I gave Be My Valentine Charlie Brown another chance. They both made me think. And if you want proof of how great a character like Charlie Brown is, despite being an outcast in the special, after this special first aired on television, children all over America mailed Valentines to Charlie Brown out of sympathy. That is how impactful Charlie Brown is to the children of the world. I'm Tunamp. Thanks for watching.